AI is a mindset. I don't think it's a tool. But then it's you who's asking. You can't give that responsibility to an agent. It can give you crap. It can give you too much information.
Do you think we will have powerful AI tools that could be as useful enough to go through challenges like that?
If we can create better schools or better learning systems or better houses, things of that nature can actually better for mankind. We creating this marketing campaign with an agent that speaks to this agent that we need to market to this agent so the agent lets me get to the human.
Dating is going to be like that too.
Creating like this weird space where talking to an agent with an agent and having said that, that's going to happen.
Where do you think that comes from? Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on the show. Super excited for our conversation. Why don't you give listeners a quick little intro of who you are and what you're up to in the world?
So thank you. Super excited, Kirill, to be here.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Venezuelan, born and raised. Been here in Miami for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
And the way I define myself is a creative problem solver. I really like to see things in a different angle and way to connect. I've been building, they would say I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been building companies since, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I created my first agency, then sold my stake, and then created another agency once I came into Miami. And that's scaling companies with branding and communications, which is my passion in terms of brands creation and purpose-driven brands. And by the same token, my curiosity led me to create like an AI platform to create brand architecture for brand strategists. So my field is more getting your brand known and getting that brand or that your essence out there with the power of the brand that you have.
And you do a lot of giving back as well, from what we've chatted.
That's correct. That's correct. So ever since I was very little, my family has been giving back in terms of foundations, whether it's polio or it's universities or is different fields in terms of having or art in our country and giving what the needs are in Latin America. I've always been, it has been dear to give back. And in order of you give back, but you don't see what you give. It's more, you receive a lot when giving, and that's very been and blessed with my family, has been super appreciative and even grateful for all the opportunities given. So coming to terms with that in my company, it says like we give back like 3 pro bono projects a year. And foundations, NGOs, things that can actually make a difference. We just launched like a school and the top university in Venezuela. It was just a communications, a business communications school. Bringing all the top-notch things that are happening around the world, bringing it into the country and creating that school. So we do take care, and even to the very little as creating, when we create brands, seeing what the purpose of that brand is and what's giving back.
Do you remember the moment where the giving back became really present and you were driven to really give back?
Carol, I was, every summer I had to go to the hospital and see the little kids, and the hospital, it's Hospital Ortopédico Infantil, which is it was more like it started off as polio, and how do you take care, and children would be like for many months internally in the hospital. Now it's just it's really so my interaction with seeing the real needs of people has been forever present. I see that. I see my grandfather would give houses to all his employees, or partially in a way. My father, blessed, he's amazing in giving back into the hospital, into the education, into different fields. Even my mother and all, is a part of the family. So you don't think that you're giving, you say it's part of you that has to give, and you learn tons. You learn how people feel, what's the intricacies, what's a real pain point for them. And that's the way I've been brought up, blessed. And my my motto is, okay, get this, spread it. And that's part of my company as well. So I have my partners understand this, and they do, they double it down big time.
What would you say kind of drives you forward? Maybe a particular vision of a future you're going towards, or some idea or something that you really want out in the world and you're dedicated to put your energy in creating it?
So my motto is like, no creative problem is too big. No problem is too big not to solve creatively.
Okay.
So I approached that and it's like, okay, it's not that I want to eradicate poverty, but I do see immediate. So I remember once there was a caretaker in the parking lot. He had his daughter, and his daughter had like the severe tooth decay because he would give milk bottle every night forever. And so I took him to the hospital to get surgery or get that in place. And he was so thankful because he saw his 3-year-old just tooth decay already. So for me, it's his smile.
Yeah.
And that is part one. But the other part is saying, okay, in our countries, it's going through severe, I mean, it's really, really hard to get your hopes up. So the learn hopelessness is the motto of everybody. So my take is having the team saying, okay, you can create this, you can do this. And when they see that brands we see in the high skyline and even American Airlines. So they get like super proud that they can create. And for me, the biggest aha was, okay, yes, you can. And having that will, having that, I don't know, confidence maybe in yourself to say, yes, you can. But I encourage, and every time I find teams, or my teams I find people that are much better than I am.
Yeah.
Just because I know that we
not all
create,
things.
And the big aha moment is just like when you have separate teams working, it's like you see a name. All of a sudden it's like, where did it come from? It's not Gabby's. It's just like the team created this and it works.
Yeah. It sounds like you're really good at seeing the best in people and helping them kind of like shine their light or project their best work or best potential out. Like you recognize them and then you help them. You may, I don't know, sometimes you maybe place them in the right spot, or you help them reveal their like the talents and what they know how to.
I like to see the best. And one of the big things that I like to say is like, would you make this? It's not my quote, but would you make this that looks easy?
Yeah.
How can you simplify this? How can you make it look easy? I mean, be easy for you. And what if? And it's automatic, all of those negatives and that negative, which was a period in my life that we can't discuss, but it was a period of my life where I see everything like gray. Like, what if this can be turned out? What if I can get this? What if? And it's just like challenge your negative side of your brain.
Yeah.
Like, what if? And for me, the what if for our team is just like, okay, once they would get me this brand, it's like, no. You have like brain, not fogginess, brain laziness. You're not, I know you can do better.
Yeah.
So they go back and say, come in, Gabby, what do you think? It's like, did I have to tell you this? No, you most likely would get it. But that challenge I love. And I like to see I do see even the brands that I create. And when I see my son saying, okay, my mom owns that ice cream brand. It's like, I don't own that brand, but he saw me developing that brand.
Right.
And those proud moments make me happy.
Yeah. You mentioned about having like a fairly negative outlook on life, and then at some point you changed your perspective. Can you talk a little bit about that? What helped you transition to like a more positive outlook?
So, almost a decade ago, I was kidnapped. And in that space, I was fairly, they would say, oh, it's an express kidnap, or is it this? It's a moment in time where they took my freedom and my possibility of doing my will in a way that was super hard on me.
Yeah.
It was hard on me, on my husband. And unfortunately, my kids were not around. I have, oh, by the way, mother of 4, grandmother. And at that time, my kids were not with me and with us. And that was a pretty...
They weren't born yet, basically.
No, they were born. They were not with me at that time.
Yeah.
And once I was there, once you're at gunpoint, and you have it happened. I had eaten, we stopped at a place where arepas, this is a cornmeal, a typical, we had that at 10 o'clock at night on Sunday, and we stopped for that. We were hungry, and then all of a sudden we were stopped at gunpoint. We were, took for a very long ride in my brain, and I had a gunpoint. So the movie that I had in my brain was, okay, this is what can I get? How can I get out of this? And what can I do? How can I behave? And it was hard.
Yeah. Once
I got back and I was rescued in a way, thanks to my family. My brothers-in-law were amazing. Once I got there, I said, okay. I treated it, and they told me this has stages, and I didn't know trauma by then, like I know now.
Yeah.
I didn't know trauma, and I was just like, okay, it's gonna happen. Once you speak in third person, this can happen. So I kind of waved through it. It was 3 months. I don't remember any much of what happened or much of what happened those 3 months.
No.
Because
you were kidnapped for 3 months?
No, I was kidnapped for hours.
Oh, okay.
It's not that, but those 3 months, like recovery,
yeah.
I had support from my family, from my team, from my partner in Caracas. He was just, like, amazing. And once I got like starting to see, I said, I can't get out, and nobody's guaranteeing that this is not going to happen again to me or my immediate family. So I started saying, okay, and I remember getting like a CD at that time of some meditation going. It's like how to get out. I mean, things, and it's repetition of saying to get. In my mind, it was just like, I need to get out of this. What was happening in my brain, getting different neural paths going, not to the negative side, but on the, okay, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let's do this. And I migrated to the US. Having said that, once I came here, it's like, it was on automatic. Once it was automatic, it was just like, okay, it was Irma. There was a huge hurricane. I didn't know how to handle hurricanes. I mean, I know how to handle
them now a little more.
Other type of crises, but that was big. Yeah. So again, there was not a crisis, but there was like a big setback. And, I went to check it out, and I had suffered a severe panic attack. It came to me as like, okay, you have this, you already migrated, you're safe. Yeah. Once I got here, I got that. And it's like, this is not the life that I want to live. So I started taking care of having the real therapy that I needed. And I do advocate of if you're having a problem, go get help, because there's, people specialized in that type of trauma. And I had a trauma.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the means or the tools to get back. So I see the time. I continue generating brands. I continue leading the team. It's like I was going on and on and on. All of a sudden, it's like, boom, I was hit with this. Okay, stop. This is not what you want. Yeah. I had like long therapy for trying to walk through what was happening. And then for me is looking always as what am I grateful for. 3 things that I'm grateful for every single morning: who I meet, what I do, what I have. The next thing is trying to start thinking positive about things. So so that I would say was certainly a black period, a gray, very gray period, but I took care of like in certain phases. One of the things that I do think is the way people change. You can spend all your life like it happened, like this trauma happened.
Yeah.
And the phase 2 would be, it's like you can linger in that stage where automatic, like it's comfort, it's this and that. There's no way I can get to the next phase with which I want to thrive. And for me, coming to this next phase deliberately, saying, okay, I need to change. So I sold my stake at my first company. I created Scalto. I created Remarkably. I have wonderful kids. I have my wonderful grandchild, amazing, and my parents and my siblings, everything I can be more grateful for what I have in life. So I started on that space. I'm saying, okay, I wanted to create something different.
So for someone who is going through their own challenge of their life and maybe they're not recognizing that they have trauma or something like that, what advice would you give them?
I didn't think I had a trauma. It's like, no, I didn't think that I needed therapy. I mean, therapy, who would need therapy? I'm not crazy, which is not true. I just go seek help, go seek things that can, if you see it as an equation and if you see like that stress, the intensity of what I received was huge. Did I have the tools to deal with those? Did I have the mindset to deal with it? No. So you can work on reducing that stress or that trauma or getting the tools to see how to handle that. I would advocate to go, I couldn't control that trauma had happened. So, just get the, and it turns to a point where it was not the kidnapping. It was just like a hurricane coming back, and I came back, and that's when it hit. So it was just like my glass was getting like super full, and the last drop was that.
Right. Switching slightly topics and related to this. So topic of AI, which is very prevalent in what you do and how you think and what you pay attention to. Do you think, related to therapy, do you think we will have powerful AI tools, or maybe we do already now, that could be as useful, or at least useful enough for you to use them to go through challenges like that? Like they will help you with setting them some frameworks, or maybe seeing your blind spots or something like that. So it helps you to process some of the trauma.
Let me frame it so that I think AI is a mindset. I don't think it's a tool. I think it's a mindset. I think it's something that is, the way I've experienced it is more.
AI is a mindset, you say?
For me, it's a mindset.
Okay.
For why? Because for me, it's, I believe that my brain, I don't know what percentage of my brain I actually use, but with AI, I'm certainly amplifying the capacity of my brain.
Okay.
So it's something that I'm adding, and it's things that you understand, that things that you can grasp or things that you can imagine, AI can amplify that. That's the way I envision AI. And it's you either optimize what you do, evolve what you do, or transform what you do. That can do apply in business as well as in personal life. So going to your point of saying to have an AI
therapist.
Therapist. Absolutely. There are many already. There are many happening. Even it depends on what model is built and what information is built and whatever you say. In my own, the way I work at it is I would have meetings, for instance, like meetings, and transcribe the meetings. Like, tell me, where's my blind spot? I don't understand why this person's reacting this way. It says, Gabby, you did this, this, and this. This is what, I mean, try to unpack what happened. The other is, typically, tell me what you know about me. How would I react? And all that. They're telling all the history that's been happening for the last 2.5 years.
Right.
I do think that there's going to be a point, where AI is, it can be a companion. That's for me, evolve or transform. Does it solve for loneliness? I don't think so. Does it, because I do think as well that AI, the one that we have, and you were saying beforehand, this is the worst AI that we've seen today.
Yeah.
So anything that comes out, but it doesn't reason. It doesn't connect the dots like you would. It doesn't, it's not that. For me, the dream team would be the person, the people, and the technology. And that's the way I see. And in terms of the mindset, that people like corner it into a tool.
Yeah.
For me is think about things that you can automate, think about things that you can amplify, and think that way. And I'm getting my team thinking of that space is super clever. Having a coach, having a mentor that you would ask. Yes, it can help. I mean, you have chatbots and you have safe lines and things that you can work towards that. But I definitely think curating and the person and the right people, the right person can be.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done it, but having I use the privates, so I don't feed the LLMs in a way, but if you put your blood work, it's like, translate this.
Right.
What am I ailing? What can I do? What can I see? It's like, and it has tons of data. So that would give me a heads up so that I can go to the doctor and say, listen, but I go to the doctor.
Right. You act on it. Yeah. Yeah. The way I see it, like, yes, the models that we currently have are the least intelligent that they will ever be. Obviously, will continue to advance greatly, and also the reference, let's say OpenAI or like ChatGPT already has history, like from prior conversations. It can reference to that, but I don't think it deeply like understands. It's probably doing a lot of like control F searching exactly the conversation and then trying to analyze that. It's not holding the full picture, all kind of like in pre-trained memory for it to give you the most amount of useful output. But I think the future is you have your personal AI agent. Hopefully it's maybe a locally run or very private just for you, where the data is not shared with the public, so you can comfortably share all of your deepest secrets, and it knows everything about you, and it can give you only when you require. It does. I think it's very important for us not to over rely on AI as well, because it could certainly serve as be as a crutch and not as like something useful if we almost like outsource all of our thinking, all of our decision making to AI. I think we become less and less useful in a way, and I think it's important for us, but to continue to be useful in whatever new domains that humans are going to move into. But I am excited about the future where I have this agent at my disposal at any given moment that has the reference of everything that happens to me, everything that I see, everything that I hear, all of the information that goes through my cognition, and it's able to give me a different new perspective that could potentially is a lot more advanced in like analytical sense, like because it can take in so much more input and give me like a very precise, useful advice or something like that.
Yeah, I do think there's a Harvard study, this study, in my mind, the AI, it's the person and the machine or the AI and the things and the way you think about it. It's not going to replace you in a way. It's going to amplify what you can do. I repeat, going back to the amplify. I don't think replace would be. Yeah, it's going to replace repetitive tasks.
Yes,
but it's giving me more freedom, to more time, more freedom, more capability of seeing beyond. And it's not even in my field of creative consultancy. It's in the field of medicine. It's the field of helping others and creating solutions for housing and rural areas and whatnot, and things that even logistics, everything has a capability of it. So for me, it does refer to as how can you think that way? Again, I think the biggest change is going to be having people reason, because the mediocre people are becoming much more, everybody's talking the same.
Yeah.
So now you kind of get who wrote back, who used AI, and what's the typical cues of being written by an agent or AI. But then the mediocre that are super curious or the people that are advanced, they're becoming way more powerful because they're using different technologies, different solutions toward amplifying it. So
it's like all of the layers go up, and not maybe all at the same pace. The lower ones go this way, the higher ones maybe go even further up.
That is right. And there's waves. I mean, the AI adoption has been super steep.
Yeah.
But we saw what web did, what mobile, what social.
Yeah.
And then what AI is doing in all the fields. What I do think that people are, it's like, oh, you're turning dumber because you're not doing, it's like, it depends. If you're relying like something that you have to have that security blanket with you. I mean, spontaneity, things coming and a way of connecting things, the way you work your brain, things that's going to be still very relevant, and the way you develop that reasoning, that capability of connecting, that capability of imagining things beyond, and it's like a prompt. If you prompt, give me a letter for the condominium.
Yeah.
That would be, give me this because I want to do this. And you give much more information out of it. You get, but then it's who's asking.
Yes. Well, I think over time, AI will also get really good at understanding the intent, where you don't even have to be as precise. Right now, the more precise you are with your language, the more useful the output is. And I think at the same time, AI is getting better and better at understanding your intent. So you could be like pretty crude and not precise, and it will still get you to where you want it to go, especially if it has a reference about you. So you could still ask like a very vague question about, oh, I want an apartment. It could be interpreted in a million ways, but AI knowing what you've searched before, what you like, it will give you more than what you needed. Like it will give you better result than you even asked for in a way.
And then you get a 10-page response.
Right.
You take it to the team, and the team is not reading because it's 10 pages. So it can give you crap. It can give you, it can hallucinate. It can give you all this. It can give you too much information. It can be super wordy. It can have all these. What is it that you want to convey? And that's where the advanced or the elevated get more out of it, because it's challenging it. It's maybe prompts. It's maybe, I mean, before we had image generator, it's like, make sure it has 5 fingers. It doesn't have 6 in one hand. You have to make sure of that.
Yeah.
And now it's changed. I mean, but it's if you create movies out of it, we're talking about podcasts, you're creating about all these things. And for me, it's what problem are you solving, as opposed to all this technology, what problem are you solving for?
Yeah. And when you say, so it's your intent and intention that matters, where do you think that comes from?
It comes from learning from your mistakes, learning from your story, you're learning from what others have happened. So I'm curious. I had one opportunity where I had like a challenge. Okay, let me create a board of directors. It's Einstein, Steve Jobs, and all these people in the board. It's like, what would they suggest me to do in this circumstance?
Yeah.
It's one of the things that I obviously it's hypothetical.
Yeah.
But it gives you a different angle. If you want Reid Hoffman to talk about it, or you want Scott Galloway, you want this, you want that. So the person that's giving the cues, the person that's guiding the conversation is you.
Right.
And once you can't give that responsibility to an agent or to this or to that. It's you. If you want to create your brand for your company, it's you. It's your company. It's what you do. I mean, look at the Coldplay happening last or 2 days ago.
For sure.
It's you. You're putting that out there.
Yeah. Maybe what I meant is, let's say we have an inclination or a deep desire to do certain thing, and then we use whatever tools at our disposal to achieve that desirable thing. And the question is more around, where does that desire come from? Like, what's driving our insights? Like,
curious. You have to keep curious. I mean, curiosity is like the number one driver. What's happening? What if this can plug? If I can plug this to what I've done, to this that's happening, and to this, would that make sense? If not, just try it. It's very simple. It's very simple, meaning that you can create now. I don't know, a pitch deck or a plan or a business plan. Very simple. Just like, why don't you try it out? What if this happens? But that idea is yours. Yeah. And you can evolve it, transform it, and do it with the help of. But that's, in my mind, keep curious, keep going, knowing what's happening, what's new. The speed of this is crazy. Yeah. I can't keep up. I don't know if you receive, I receive newsletters of like, I don't know, 50 tools a day of things that are happening. And in my field, I couldn't imagine all the fields.
Totally, yeah. So I was kind of curious about that because I have my own, like, not necessarily theory, but the way to interpret you're familiar with the concept dharma, like there's a karma and dharma, like that we all meant to do a certain, like we have a purpose, and I think we all have a unique path, a unique perspective, and the more we can incorporate in the present moment of experiences that we've accumulated in the past, the different perspectives, the skills in the present moment, the closer we are to our dharma. And that comes from more like almost like a spiritual understanding of who we are and why we're here. And so all of the desires, if you truly connect to your true self, that's where the intention will come from. Like the true intention of what you're putting out into the world is connected to your heart center, into your kind of like higher self that's communicating to you. And then you use all of the tools like AI and other tools to spill out your intention out into the world. And so following this understanding, you say that, or you can say that AI will never be able to be of its own agent that's acting on the world because it's not a spiritual being, because it doesn't have connection to, like divinity or like spirit to God or something like that. This is more of a creation that lives in the 3D dimension. It doesn't have it only has connection to the spiritual through humans, because humans are the spiritual beings who are having this experience here in the world, you know?
That's very deep. So the way I think about this is it's a compliment. It's something that amplifies. Mm-hmm. Is there a robot willing to do the work I do and I gave the robot the information? Is the robot able to, or the future of it 10, 15 years from now, get from my brain the way I process information and do that? Who knows? Mm-hmm. I do think the essence of a human beings and I personally don't see the civilization's doomed. I see it's going to be amplified. Yeah. The same was said, radio, television, phones and everything. For me, this is a way of doing things. Yeah. This is, I have no idea. I don't have that type of advanced and technology world. I'm not that nerd into that type of subject. But
this is not even like technology. It's more of like on the spiritual spectrum to like try to merge the gap between the two. Yeah.
I do think that we're here. We have a mission. We have the way I believe in God. So I believe that God created us, and there's a reason for this. And then I think it's things that for me it's becoming more, okay, what else can I create differently? And in order, if we can process it towards the good as opposed to the bad, if we can create better schools or better learning systems or better houses that they don't get, I mean, they're not built at the bank of a river, things of that nature can actually, I mean, for me, it's better for mankind. I have scared, you're scared about a robot, doing this. I was at gunpoint with man. So there's bad in this world any which way. I'd much rather live, and this is more like a Elon Musk's type of, or that type of framework is I live thinking that things are going to be good and surprised if not, as opposed to living my life thinking that this is negative. And because I lived very short time in that space and I didn't like it. So I'd like to see more on the optimist side and say, okay, maybe surprised that things are not working. Yes, crypto is used for criminals, but crypto is used as well, I've seen, for people in remote areas that cannot pay for things, and it's something that I can transfer immediate currency for them to pay for their needs. So I much rather go on the positive end.
Exactly.
Negative side.
The way I see it is, the future presents in the state of like probabilities. Anything could happen. We don't have a for sure, like thing that we know for sure. I mean, the only thing for sure is that we're all going to die. Maybe that's one for sure thing. But there's no, certainty of, like details of how it's all going to play out. Are we going to end up in like a cyberpunk type society, or are we going to end up in the more like a holistic nature, communal type living? Who knows? But you get to decide which one you resonate with, and you get to decide where you place your energy and effort in. Maybe the probability of the future that you envision is pretty slim on the like grand scheme of things, but that should still not prevent you from pouring all of your energy, because that's what you want to see. Like, why would you want to contribute to something that you see, there's more chances that we're going in the direction of a cyberpunk movement and we're gonna just become all robots? Maybe that is a more probable scenario, but if you're not resonating with that, why not focus and just be so passionate about contributing to the future that you really want to see, you know?
I'm more in the space, the camp of saying, okay, the only thing that you can do is giving it your best. This is where the time and age that you're living, these are the opportunities that you have. Yes, they were going to put guardrails in Bitcoin, then crypto. They're going to put guardrails, obviously, in AI and things that are going to happen because it's natural, in a way. But for me, I see as amplifying things, as fundraising for this art gallery that's been 70 years in my country, and they want to raise and how can you amplify that? I have longevity. It's a huge demand, this type of what they're doing with AI and the whole it's just a mind blowing. I do, and he talks about the amount of time you can, I mean, your longevity in terms of health span versus lifespan and evolving that. I'm having a wow, understand or learning. And the way of learning it is like, okay, what can I apply?
Yeah.
And let's not go over. And for me, it's, I mean, you have to unplug. You have to get back to earth and back to, okay, what it is. Because if not, you go like mad. Everything that's happening, it's way too much to absorb.
Totally.
And for me, it's human. It's get back to relations, back to people, back to having fun, back to creating, giving back. And that's what excites me.
You know, when you speak about like, oh, we're living this overwhelming. So if you really are involved in the modern society and you try to stay on, on track with everything that's happening, it's so overwhelming because there's just too much going on. You're not able to keep up with stuff. I see an analogy with us inventing high speed highways and cars. So it's unsafe to go on the highway just with your body. You have to be on the highway in a special vehicle that can carry you, that's able to travel as fast as the other cars for you to be safe. And I think it's similar to the internet, where just with your naked brain and your naked arms and hands, it's becoming unsafe. It's too overwhelming. It's too much like, all of the advertising and bombardment of everyone is trying to steer your attention one way or the other and change your behavior one way or the other. The way I see the next stage of us using the World Wide Web would be having your private agent that is kind of like your vehicle on the highway, that's doing all of the pre-screening, all of the deep researching and looking, and so you don't really have to nakedly be on the highway and just like unsafely wander around by yourself, because there will be so many like even the agents that have malicious intents, that are serving some kind of like they're trying to, let's say, steal money from people, and they're just like AI agents surfing around the internet and trying to like change your behavior one way or the other. I think it will be more and more unsafe for humans to be online, and we have to rely on and so the only way to deal with the ever expanding speed of evolution in like informational space, you have to have like new ways of using it. You can't really do it on your own anymore. You have to rely on the like also AI agent that represents you.
Yeah, like you're saying, we're living in like an attention economy. They want to grab your attention. You have a phone. Your phone is listening. All of a sudden you receive the advertising and whatever social thing that you just spoke about 10 minutes ago.
Exactly.
There's definitely much more intentional, and going back to the beginning of the conversation, saying, okay, stress, and that type of stress, depends. It's a trauma or consistent stress of it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Get some tools out there, or get some ways to deal with that amount of information. How do you detox? How do you digital block? How do you do this so that you become? I mean, some people don't even read the news, don't see the news, don't watch. They just go their life. And it's like that's their way of being happy. I respect totally that.
Yeah.
But I do think that it was funny. I was at this conference, like, okay, Gabby, we need to work on an agent marketing, create a campaign so that we creating this marketing campaign with an agent that speaks to this agent, that we need to market to this agent so the agent lets me get to the human.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
And so if you're going to be hiring somebody, the hiring goes, okay, I'm
to their agent.
I go,
Yeah.
So I
think dating is going to be like that too.
I mean, it's like, I don't know, creating like this weird space where talking to an agent with an agent, and having said that, that's going to happen.
Yes.
But where do we draw the line? Things where I don't know, where are you going to invest? We have a lot of wealth management companies. How do you deal with the money of other people? What do you do? What did you create in terms of doctors? Things that get to the human side. I don't think we're going to lose the human essence any way.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. So you speak about like staying ahead, 3 steps ahead or something like that. How do you stay ahead? How do you see what's coming? What's your way of understanding the wave or the currents, and like, what's your practice?
So in terms of the consultancy, I do understand what the problems my clients are facing. If they want to go to Latin America, come from Latin America to the US, and what is the client? I mean, it's most likely lost in translation.
Okay.
So they would speak to one department versus here. And it's like, okay, this is an issue that what might be happening. So understanding why are you doing this, or what is the big expensive problem we're solving for in that case?
Yeah.
And in order to be on the 3 steps there, okay, it's thinking strategically, and that's the way I've been brought. I've been brought ambition-driven as opposed to condition-driven. Ambition-driven would be, I want to head that way. What is it that I need to make so that to get to that level? As opposed to condition, I don't have internet, I don't have electricity, I don't have this, so hence I'm not going to be able to get to that space. So I'm more on the ambition-based. And I do a lot of get involved because I like to see what's happening. I have kids, so I learn what's happening in their space, but as well as learning the typical ways. I would do newsletters, podcasts, big into podcasts, and I do have my take on podcast reading. I do a lot of reading, but then I do a lot of experiment myself. So I do create custom GPTs. I have my thinking buddy, which I created, challenge me. What's the real underlying question that's happening here? Or what did I miss in this conversation? Or things like that I'd like to challenge my brain to doing things. Not into psychedelics, not into that space, but more into, okay, what is my brain capable of doing?
Yeah.
I always like to create. I remember my dad brought me the first Mac, and I unpacked it, I took it out, I put it apart, put it back together again. And that was me at 10, 15.
Early,
so that was, I like to learn. I have an MBA, I have engineering. I do like to learn, and that space is covered by things that strike. I've been learning more and more as to more of the, how do I deal with that stress? More from the, I don't know if it's called Unstressed or Unstressful. It's called the book. I'm going to share it with you.
Yeah.
But things that, okay, how can I be better?
Yeah.
Like Mel Robbins or Brené Brown, I would do that. And then I would definitely go out there. For me, it was mind blowing the way when I arrived to Miami, it's like, okay, Miami Tech. I was like, what is happening? And once I came here, it's like, okay, this is real. And we created the Miami FinTech Club because the fintech space here is interesting. I love to learn, love to be communities, and that's another space that I get. And the final one is giving back. So I'm part of the mentors at Endeavor Miami. I do a lot of mentoring entrepreneurs coming in. It's like, what is and I help them in terms of either messaging or getting the story right or getting the brand right or getting things of that sense. And obviously giving back to my country, which we spoke about.
As well, yeah. Maybe we talk a little bit about branding. So brands are like human identity, like you create brand for the company in a similar way how we all have our own identity. That's how people know us. What else, like, how else do you look at brands? Like,
so I would always tell people the brand is not a logo.
Yeah.
It's much more than a logo. So for me, the brand is what your consumer, your audience, your target, your client thinks about you and your company. And that you can either establish it in ways of either communicating or creating the right experience with that, or your client's going to fill in the gaps.
Mm-hmm.
So we do take care of the way you introduce your brand, your story. We do care about your name.
Mm-hmm.
How do you present yourself?
Mm-hmm.
The image you create, the graphic art, the colors, the shapes, the iconography, and the typeface, and everything that goes around.
Yeah.
But then the consistency as to what it is that you're putting out there. So we have clients that are super low profile because they've never been.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you need to tell your team where you're heading, so that so that the brand helps accomplish the strategy, as opposed to just being out there. I do truly believe the power of the brand to do that. I've seen companies scale, companies coming from 6 billion AUM to 27 billion AUM currently with the power brand. I've seen companies coming out from Chapter 11 coming out. But the idea behind it is your why, and people would resonate with Simon Sinek's Golden Circle, but your why is essence the reason why you exist.
Yes.
And what is your problem that you're solving for? And what do you truly think? It's not the products you're putting out there. It's like, what is that you're doing? It's like, there's a huge brand in South America, which is the lending scheme in this country is like super poor. I mean, the access to banks is super poor. So this brand created an opportunity for the lower class to have some loans, and it's booming. Things that you're solving for, and things that I can go on and on things that you can create, but even new products, even launching sangria for that sense, or having cornmeal, which you spoke about arepa. My country had 5 million, now it's 8 million people, migrants from my country. So they're all over the place. They're brand ambassadors for this power brand in Venezuela. So how do you create that brand? How do you continue serving that brand on all corners of the world? Things like that. That's what I create.
Do you ever think of the brand from the perspective of an individual? Like, individual has to present themselves. They have to dress. They have to have a name. They have to have a certain behavior. They have to have, like, I don't know, is that a lens that you're ever looking at?
We do create like a brand personality. It's either a wizard or a magician, or it's either a hero. It's type of the typical archetypes of brand personality archetypes. So we do build that in. We do build that voice. If you're talking third person, first person, if you're doing super comfortable, friendly, or you're doing bossy type, what is it that you want to portray in terms of your brand? So we have a next role, which is a renewable company. These are entrepreneurs that sold their company, the first company, they're on a roll, the second, the third. That's what we create in terms of the brand. And everything that comes around it has to be consistent. So in my space, you have to be recent and frequent. And that consistency makes sure that if you're a blue brand,
right? Yeah.
Everything that encompasses either works well with blue, and it builds towards the same direction. So if you say, if a brand, and we do the exercises, if a brand were a person, who would that be? George Clooney, I don't know.
Right.
Whoever you want to put in there. But the idea behind it is a woman, it's a man, it's this and that. So things do work in creating. Do I treat it as a person? I treat the brand very carefully because the first impression works, same as a human being. I treat it as having a purpose, and the way that it portrays, it needs to come about with that purpose. And I'm careful nurturing it, pampering it, having it so that I'm proud of the companies out of the brands I've created, and we've been doing like 500 brands all over. So
and then over time, as we're looking into the future, do you think branding will matter less, more, about the same? Like, how is the need for brands changes as we go into the future?
it's going to be even more because there's more noise. Try to trademark a name currently. Try to do that. Try to find a URL or a domain that works. Mm-hmm. It's hard. Yeah. It's even harder, and it's a crowded space. We see in fintechs the unicorns. 500 unicorns. I don't know how many unicorns happening, and as we speak, or even the AI that we spoke about, the tools. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you what is it that you're solving for, and who are you talking to? For that person, your brand is important.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yeah. So in closing, do you have any last thoughts, advice, maybe resources to point people to? Anything else you would like to mention kind of in this format?
Where we started is that it's okay to get help. You need to be well before anything else. And that's for me. I've been doing that. I've been helping women who lead or getting into the women's space, helping them out. So try to get some help if you need it.
Yeah.
The second is keep curious. That for me is we have a value in our company is either grow or die, because we need to get on top of what's happening, having an eye on the big picture.
Yeah.
That's a part of the 3 steps ahead. And at the same time, we can have fun, because I do love, I don't know about you, but I really, really like what I do. And it kind of shows in a way that once you like what you do and you give it your best, yes, you're going to have, it could have been done before. I have designers. Mm-hmm. Designers, there's no way that they say that the brand is finalized, beautiful, perfect. No. There's always that. It could have been better. What if? And it's no, it's perfect. It solves for this. I give, and try to give your best. That's in my take.
Awesome, Gabby. Thank you. This is a great conversation. Thank you, listeners, for whoever is still around, sticking all the way until the end. And I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.